Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to today's video where I am going to add my NicoleJones911 Digiprints or printables, the Christmas printables in particular, to the supplies or the main collections that I'm going to be using for my December daily this year. So as you know, and I'll come back to that in a moment, just last week or so, I went through my older stash with you. So I have that over here, and I'll come back to that in a moment. But then my newer stash for this year, I have, of course, Home for Christmas, a gorgeous collection by Cartabella that I've been using this month for a co-guest design spot over at Scrapbook Your Joy, and I've been co-guest designing with my friends Christy and Shannon, as I did in October. And I'm going to, and have used this collection mainly for 12 by 12 layouts, and will probably continue to do that, although I did use it for my title page to my album, if you saw that, and I may do a few 6x8s as well. The two 6x8 main collections that I am using this year are the Cocoa Vanilla Joyful, which is a little bit more in the contemporary color scheme, and some of the Vicky Bouton Warm Wishes. I don't have a tremendous amount of this. I have mainly the 6x8, and I have the chipboard and the puffy phrase stickers as well. But I thought I would just put this out. We'll go through some of the NicoleJones911 printables that I have printed, see where and how they match, and see if I need to adjust a little bit as I go along. Now, before that, I'm just going to pop back to this box, if you remember, and I've already done a little bit of work there where I have quite a bit in there, but there was a lot of the Moda Scrap Let It Snow collection. I have not used much of that, and I only have the papers. I did not, I think that came in a kit or maybe even a warehouse box, I'm not quite sure. So all I got was the papers. So of course I need embellishments to go along with that. And then of course in another video, I'll go through getting all of my supplies set up a lot more in detail with you, where I'm going to add my flare, my sequins, my acrylics, my wood veneers, and everything else. But today I just wanted to do play around with my NicoleJones911 printables. So I went in and printed out the poinsettia, the poinsettias in blue, which is just perfect, obviously, for this collection. Let me put one that's got different tones here so that we can see that a little bit better. So the blue, so I have here the 2-inch poinsettia, and then we have the 1.5, 1 1/4, and 1 inch. I have these fun Christmas light bulbs, and there are two models, some with the gold base here, and then some that are a little pointier. So these are the blue with silver, which is perfect for this collection. And then the peppermints. Now the peppermints, we have the numbered ones as well, and I think I have the 2-inch because this is of course the 1.5, 1 1/4, and the 1 inch. So I will probably go in and print those out as well. Then, of course, I have in here some of the traditional reds and greens and that kind of thing. That, for sure, a lot of what I printed out, namely, if we look right here, the lovely holly leaves are going to match the more traditional colors, for sure. Excuse me, I keep popping up a little bit to check that silly phone of mine. And this will go more generally, if not specifically, to some of the collections this year. So let me put that aside. Now, I've printed out in these light bulbs and the peppermints in what Nicole and Josh are calling dark pink. But on my printer, it's coming out like a nice deep cherry red, and it matches quite well some of the reds in the Nicole. Look how it matches the poinsettias here almost better than the red. So let's just have a look, because I do have I have the red and green and the red in the poinsettias. And now you see the red and green here. That's a perfect match as well. And the red on its own as well. So there are those three colors, because of course there's that lovely sort of dusty pink in the red on its own as well. So that will match the Warm Wishes collection beautifully, absolutely beautifully. So the poinsettia in the red and green and in the red, but then these gorgeous dark pink will match as well. And of course, all of this, in particular, the red and green and the dark pink, will match the Home for Christmas. So I'm going to go in and get a bit more in the dark pink. I did not print out, I did not get the poinsettias in that, so I think I'm going to go and do that. And then, of course, I have these red and green, and the red, the poinsettias that I have. The red and green, did I print them out in the smaller? I'm just not, I don't have them here. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, there they are. So that will be perfect for both the Cartabella and the Vicky Bouton. So there we go. So I put that on the side for that. So I have it. Now I printed out the green as well, and it's a bit of a bright, it's a lovely green. It's a bit of a bright green, but it does have almost a mint in the paler colors to it, and it's not a perfect match to the Cartabella Home for Christmas, but I think for sure it could still be used on the more tone-on-tone paper where it will give different shading. So I definitely think it's still usable, and it will definitely fit the Warm Wishes in the paler greens that go along with that as well. So this is the green poinsettia. Then I have the mint and the turquoise, and I've printed both of them out, and it's very hard if you don't have them side by side. It's quite hard to see the difference, but the turquoise is of course a lot brighter, a little bit of a paler is not quite the word. I think brighter is definitely the word, and whereas the mint is closer to a teal, and it's a much deeper shade, and it will match the Vicky Bouton collection very, very well. And the turquoise may come in a bit more into the joyful, although it's not a perfect match. The joyful, so far, I'm having a little bit of trouble in the digiprints to get a good match. So I think I'm going to have to go into the peaches and oranges and the lovely, lovely golden yellows. And I'm going to try and print the mint out in, maybe is it a draft form? I think Nicole on her channel has mentioned a way of getting the colors a little bit paler. I'm going to work on that, and I'll come back and show you that and see if that works. But these will definitely go with the Vicky Bouton. The light bulbs, as I mentioned, here is the other model, which is pointier, and that you can see the gold here. So now I think this will come in and match a little bit more into the joyful collection for sure. Definitely the warm wishes and also the home for Christmas. I then have the numbers in the turquoise and the mint. I printed those out. I'm not going to be, as you know, I'm not going to be numbering my days or my stories. It's not like a 30 days or a 25 days or a December daily. It's December documented, and it's going to be a little bit of an everyday album. December documented, exactly what it says. So I probably won't be using numbers a lot unless there is something specifically that I want to put a date for, then I will use the number as a date. Maybe for a couple of the things that I'm doing in November. We'll have to see. So I've got the peppermints printed out. The peppermints, the red here in the numbers. And what is fun for the numbers, if you do a December daily or you want to number your stories, is you get these are 1 inch, and on the same page you have the numbers in white with the red outline, or the numbers in black with a white outline. So you can vary those, or so really for, you know, so little, less than $1, you can have all of your numbers, and you just need a 1 inch punch, or you can fussy cut them for sure. So I printed those out. I'm not quite sure. Now the next thing I printed out just the smaller poinsettias in the more yellow and then the yellow. And I'm going to go into the joyful here and get that lovely golden color here, and then some of the golden color. Ooh, look at that. Oh, isn't that paper gorgeous? Oh my Lord, that's gorgeous. And here, now they are fairly close in color, and they have the golden yellows here, have a mustardy tone and some brown tones to them. So I don't think the more yellow will match as much, although I'm going to rephrase that, because now if you look at this lovely, the ornament paper, then the yellow matches that beautifully. But I prefer the yellow to go along with the joyful collection and this lovely more golden yellow there as well. Although, I'm not sure now. Wait a minute, I think this is yellow. Now I'm getting myself confused. This is the yellow. Yes, not the more yellow. And I think I prefer it definitely for both the joyful and the Vicky Bouton. So there we go. Got myself unconfused. Oh my. Then if we come back, now I printed out, let me see here. I'm going to get one that has a lot of the colors, I think, in it. Let's maybe go with this. Now I printed out here the bright orange. Let me see. I printed out the bright orange here. And Nicole also has peach, which is a much more subdued, which has much more subdued tones and shades. And then she has the regular orange, which is a deeper, even has a little bit of rust into it. So this is the bright orange, and you can see here that definitely, this of course, these are not the traditional colors at all, so they're not going to go for the home for Christmas. The home for Christmas, we are definitely into, wait a minute, because I printed out the colorless as well. Where did I put those? Let me go and find those. I'll be back. Okay, let me finish this. But definitely I think the bright orange is lovely with the Vicky Bouton. Yeah, see even here. This, that lovely dark pink will be nice. There you go. This also, we can, in this one, I'll be able to use the red, the dark pink, and then this lovely bright orange here as well. And then in the joyful, I think this will come in handy as well. See, it's going to go well. Look at these stars. Yeah, I think that will match. And there was another one I wanted to show here. See, this paler color comes in perfectly here with the candy cane paper. And then there is one sort of, there we go, darker coral, which I think will go well as well. So let me just pop over and get the color list because that's going to fit in so many places. Here we go. So when you buy the bundles on Nicole's, in Nicole's shop, when you buy the bundle, which is still at a crazy, I think it's 50% sale at the moment. So these are really a steal. But on top of that, when you buy the bundle, you get a bonus, which is a colorless blend. So here are the 2-inch poinsettias, the 1.5, 1.25, and 1-inch poinsettias that you can color in yourself or just use as black and white. And if you look here with the Home for Christmas, I think I'm going to enjoy using them just like this. And I've done that before. I did that with, I think, was it Flowers number 4? I worked quite a bit with them just in that form. And I think I might do that again here. I printed out because I thought maybe the dark gray would be nice, but I find it too dark. I find it just a little too dark. So I might go back and do the light gray, and I'll show that to you in another video and see whether that might be an option as well. But definitely the colorless ones. And then the colorless will be beautiful with the joyful as well when I get into these gorgeous mints and greens in the different shades that I can color in with some of my Copics or some of my Stampin' Up! Ink. The mint macaron, the Stampin' Up! Ink comes to mind, and I could shade it with maybe something like Lost Lagoon or something, but definitely the mint macaron comes to mind for that, as well as in the Copics, some of the BG families. Is it like BG 10, BG 11? I know I love those colors, and that would be in this family of colors as well. So there you go, my friends. That is my NicoleJones911 Christmas printables so far that I'm adding to my collections. And as I mentioned before, or did I mention it? If you follow the link down below over into the shop, you can also use my code Moira10 to get another 10%. So you have the sale going on with the bundles, the bonus colorless digiprints when you buy a bundle, and then you can get 10% off your order by using my code Moira10 as well. So, and these are fantastic. These are such an easy way to get some additional embellishment if you're afraid that you're going to run out, or if, like me, you have a collection where really all you have, like the Moda Scrap for me, Let It Snow, where I have only the paper, well, you can get yourself some embellishments, have a lovely afternoon of fussy cutting. I know some of you enjoy it, some of you don't. I'm looking at you, Helen. But you can use your punches. I do like to, every once in a while, take an afternoon, often a Sunday, watch some YouTube, and do some fussy cutting. And also, tell me, now, do you like to heavily embellish your December documented albums or your December scrapbooking? Or if you use the smaller albums, do you tend to be a little bit more on the minimal side of your embellishments to make sure that your albums aren't too chunky, or that you can keep it to just the one album? Is that important to you to have just the one album, or do you mind if it goes over? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will be back with you very, very soon to set up the rest of my December documented with you. See you soon, my friends. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.